Wireless mobility is the latest trend in internet access, providing communications from just about anywhere, depending on your mode of access and wireless device. It's pretty great being able to access the internet at school, the coffee shop, or even in the park, with speeds that still allow you to work as if you were plugged in. A wireless LAN, WLAN, is a data communication system that provides wireless device-to-device, device-to-LAN, or LAN-to-LAN connectivity within a building or campus environment. Wireless LANs perform traditional network communications functions using radio waves in place of traditional physical wires. Wi-Fi is a set of standards for wireless Ethernet access. The standards are labeled 802.11x, where X refers to the version of the standard, like A, B, or G. So let's assume you have your wireless device ready to go. A Palm PC with 802.11, a computer with a wireless access card, a laptop with built-in or external wireless access, or maybe it's your Xbox or PlayStation with a wireless access device plugged in. Well, if you're setting up your own wireless network at home, you will also need a wireless access point and wireless router or switch. Now, these may be the same thing in a home system. As these router or switches are fairly interchangeable, we'll just refer to them as wireless switches. Now, what exactly is a wireless switch? Well, a wireless switch could be a regular IP switch with an 802.11 interface card and antenna added, like you might find in a home device. Or it could be a switch specifically designed for wireless connectivity and will usually have many access points connected to it, like in a school or office. A wireless access point, often just called an access point, can be abbreviated WAP or AP, and may often also have routing ability. These are the devices you typically connect to with the radio signals from your computer. They're the things you might see on the ceiling or walls of the building where your wireless network is set up. But let's talk about setting up at home. For your security, you should protect your wireless access. You don't want people accessing your switch and maybe your connected computers or even shutting you out. Other people pirating your wireless connection can slow down your service and possibly open you up to hackers. Most wireless switches also act as firewalls and provide network address translation, or NAT. Now, if network speed is important to you, be sure to purchase an 802.11a or 802.11g wireless switch or router. If you're comfortable with 11 megabits per second or less, save money by purchasing an older 802.11b wireless router. Realistically, you can expect about half of the advertised speed. So for an 802.11b switch, that will probably be about 5 to 6 megabits per second, which is enough for a wireless switch into your DSL or cable modem to actually get connected to the internet. Wireless switch into your DSL or cable modem to actually get connected to the internet. Now that you have all the hardware components, you need to configure a firewall to set up the security of your network. The first thing you'll want to do is password protect your switch. Most switches can be configured by being within range and using an internet browser. Each company's switch comes with a standard administrator setup for configuring it. You want to change that right away to stop others from gaining access and even changing the settings so they block you. Your AP will come with software that will enable you to configure the following options for your network for general user access. The Wired Equivalent Privacy, or WEP, protocol encrypts wireless communication as it passes through the air. WEP seeks to establish similar protection to that offered by a wired network's physical security measures by encrypting data transmitted over the WLAN. Setting your WEP up is important to securing your wireless access. It takes some overhead, for example, bandwidth, but it's worth the security you get. 802.11 supports two types of network authentication methods: open system and shared key. Open authentication allows any wireless device network access. If no encryption is enabled on the network, any device that knows the service set identifier, or SSID, of the access point can gain access to the network. And you can usually find the SSID if you're within range. Put simply, anyone within range of your wireless network will be able to access it. Using shared key authentication, each wireless station is assumed to have received a secret shared key over a secure channel that is independent from the 802.11 wireless network communications channel. Using shared key authentication requires that each client configure a static WEP key on their access device. You have to put it in the password on your machine. This way, your machine can only get onto the network if you have the right password. Some wireless switches also allow you to suppress the broadcast of your SSID. So when other computers do a scan, it's difficult for them to see you. Now this can help protect you as well, but determined hackers will not be stopped by this. When data encryption, like WEP, is enabled, you basically set up your own key, a password, which you can define. Now, depending on the level of security, you'll choose 64 or 128-bit, you'll have a different password length. 128 bits provides a higher level of security, but again, uses a bit more overhead. You can have up to 4 different keys defined simultaneously. 802.11 uses 2 types of encryption keys, static and dynamic. Static encryption keys are changed manually and are more common, but also more vulnerable. MD5 authentication only uses static encryption keys. Dynamic encryption keys are renewed automatically on a periodic basis. This makes the encryption key more secure. To enable dynamic encryption keys, you must use 802.11 authentication methods, such as TLS, TTLS, PEAP, or LEAP. These are more secure, but not all wireless APs support them. You may also restrict access to your wireless switch by limiting the MAC addresses. Each device has a unique MAC address, and you can usually make the restriction either inclusive, as in only these addresses can get access, or exclusive, don't let these ones in. Using MAC addresses is quite a secure way to limit access. Now you're ready to go. Keep that security tight wherever you do go. And now that you're wireless, that can be almost anywhere. It's time to connect. Your connectivity options will show you what wireless networks are available to you. Select the one you want, enter your WEP code, and access mode if the network is secured, and you should be good to go. Once you're connected, open up your browser to your favorite site, maybe NortelLearnit.com, and you're officially mobile. That's all there is to it.